What is the biggest red flag in a guy? As a former gym rat, I'd probably say being really into the gym muscle building. I don't think I was a very good partner when I was bodybuilding. I was also pretty shallow. A lot of guys I knew in the community were far worse. One guy went on a long-ass rant because he saw a skinny guy with a beautiful woman. It's not a red flag to be into fitness, but I'd probably avoid the guy who is way too into aesthetics and bodybuilding. Experience really from hearing it across my own hall. A man who is always trying to find a reason to yell. He screams and talks really loud a lot, and I hear him bitching at his girlfriend all the time about the littlest stupidest shit. Kinda irritates and annoys me a lot having to drown myself in music, so I don't have to hear his gums. They would move away. I don't know if most people will agree, but I don't hang out with these type of people. Flexing about money, investments and costly things. If you want to have them, go buy them. Even ask for my opinion. But no, the world doesn't revolve around your new Mercedes-Benz. It's been 3 months. Stop it. Stating that his exes all had insecurities that led to the demise of the relationship. 5 months in, and I discovered that it was actually his behavior that potentially caused insecurities in his relationships, and that it was his scapegoat for taking any responsibility. A man who makes a point to always bring up an ex, let you know other women want him, doesn't care to talk about what you find interesting, like literally changes the subject. Always on social media. This post hit home for me. I'd say a big red flag in anyone is asking a question that is asked every other day. Why not check the post from a few hours ago? It even has the same top voted comment. Kamaras credit SC2TRHMRNNV. Most of these apply to both women and men here. If he is violent after 1 or 2 beers, you do not get violent because of alcohol. You show your violence because alcohol makes it harder to control yourself. Being mean, threatening, and unkind to my dog after pretending to be caring and loving to my dog to lure and manipulate me into thinking he's a good guy. Absolutely the lowest of the low. Biggest red flag. If he says he doesn't like to follow politics on a date, a situation where he's trying to get laid, he probably thinks there needs to be a lock on a woman's uterus with him having the key. Someone who controls finances or gets butthurt when you make plans with your friends. It's important to have your own friends and routine. Don't ever let a man tell you differently if they don't ask about your opinions, daily life, etc., or don't respect a difference in opinion. Also, if they listen to Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, or Alex Jones. Others have already commented some important ones, so we'll just add. Expressing any positivity towards Andrew Tate, any alpha male bro microphone users. They love bomb too early when dating and become defensive instead of listening when you try bringing up issues about the relationship or their actions. The way he treats his family, especially his pets, is pretty telling. If he's terrible to them, he'll undoubtedly be terrible to you. Indecisive nature. If he never can make a decision or a big leap that results in change, he won't ever make a big choice on you. The deadly combination of a small brain and a big mouth. One of those traits is usually manageable. The combination is fatal, not just for guys but for all genders. Not treating other people with respect just because of different life status and jobs. Not knowing how to be independent, like, how can you not cook, clean, or do laundry? It's a basic life skill with no training. I noticed a trend of really unfaithful guys openly expressing their desire to be together with a loyal woman. Baffling shit. How about a guy that is being insecure? I think that most people find insecurities as a big turn off or jealousy, I guess. Any attempt at discussion leads to defensive position, no matter if he did something or it's a together kind of issue. The red flag doesn't go in a guy ... It goes on the back of a truck bed when hauling a lot of stuff. Silly. Drug use, gambling, cheating on exes, violent aggressive behavior, and sending or requesting nudes photos. Gets upset that his 15-year stepdaughter doesn't wear a thong bikini he bought for her on his trip to Brazil. Bo calls mum to pay his token, water and Wi-Fi bills, yet they were kind enough to construct him a house. Not being responsible for their own actions by blaming others instead of acknowledging their mistake. Prison tats, smell coming from the basement. He mentions having a woman chained to his water heater. If his social media algorithms are filled with Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro channels, the biggest red flag in a guy is a pattern of controlling or manipulative behavior towards others. They have to always be right and don't apologize until they really fuck up, aka break your phone. Never accepting fault or that they're wrong, although it's a red flag in general, not just guys. When they make a biggest red flag post, I've seen so many of these posts today. What is going on? Having both muscles and money seems like a great combination. That leads the worst kind of guy. Apathy when you are genuinely hurt by his behavior and then shaming you for having feelings. Using possessive nicknames straight off the bat. Like first date calling a chick my girl. He jumps to defensiveness when trying to solve an issue. He can't take accountability. Being a Trump supporter. Clearly do not care about women's rights, among other things. If you met because state law requires them to introduce themselves to their neighbors. I saw this guy watching Andrew Tate on his phone during lunch break. Major red flag. Inability to accept fault, either in themselves or others. Violence towards animals. No hygiene. Watch this. Andrew Tate refers to himself as an alpha male unironically. I got told it was a red flag that I had a child and didn't mention it before a date. Being too lazy to Google the last time an identical question was asked on Reddit. Wanting to date you when there is an age gap and you as the female are younger. Crashing into the barriers and leaving debris all over turn 3 at his home race. Not a woman, but what I hear from them is having not money like a man should. Being Moroccan or Chinese spring to mind. Both countries have big red flags. Personally, I don't care what color flag they have inserted inside themselves. When you ask a Toronto guy what he feels and he says, fine, or that's great. When he's too weak to addictive things like cigarette, alcohol, games. As a guy, narcissism. Obviously this isn't gender specific, but maybe run. Asking the most common, generic question on Reddit thinking it's original. Someone who wants their partner to sacrifice their career goals for them. How he treats people he can mistreat and know he can get away with it. Jealousy, gaslighting, telling you what you can or can't do, mocking. Being too stiff, macho and unwilling to embrace a level of fluidity. When he is rude to wait staff or retail workers. Absolute turn off. Exactly what a girl usually mistakes for the absolute white flag. Extra over-the-top alpha behavior. They are hiding something. Third day in a row this question has been posted. Or am I crazy? The narcissistic one. Or sexist. As a man, they're so trash. Being ever possessive and always compare you to his exes. Reading this thread to see if anything applies to them. Every fucking day with these red flag, green flag posts.